Royal history of Cooch beer. The early history of Cooch beer has to be sought in the history of Assam. In early times the territory was known as Pragjyotisha, which is mentioned in the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. It appears that the western part of the original territory of Pragjyotisha came to be known as Kamarupa in later times. Kamarupa remained under the suzerainty of the Guptas and Paulas for some time. According to tradition, Kamarupa was conquered by Muslim army in A.D. 1498, but they could not keep the kingdom for long. After the expulsion of the Muslim army, the Kamta kingdom was engulfed in anarchy. During that period, rise of Cook king started. King Viswasimha assumed the title of Kamteshwar. He died in about 1533 and was succeeded by his second son Naranarayan, who was also known as Malanarayan, after a civil war with Nar Singh, who fled to Morung and then to Bhutan. Narnarayan died in 1584 and was succeeded by his son Lakshminarayan, who died in 1627. Lakshminarayan was succeeded by his son Burnarayan. In his later years, he had appointed one of his sons Mahinarayan to be Nazir Deo. Burnarayan died in 1632 and was succeeded by his son Pran-Narayan, who reigned till 1666. He constructed or repaired the temple of Baneshwar. Madnarayan succeeded his father. From his reign the influence of Bhutan on Cooch beer started. He died in 1680 without a male heir. In that situation Vasudev Narayan, the third son of Pran Narayan, was placed on the throne. He was killed in a skirmish. Then, Mahindra Narayan, the great-grandson of Pran Narayan, was placed on throne. With the death of Mahindra Narayan, Rup Narayan came into the power. After a reign of 21 years he died in 1714. His son, Upendra Narayan, remained till 1763. The boy Devendra Narayan was installed as king under the guardianship of Nazir Lalit Narayan. In 1765 Dharyendra Narayan, the son of Karga Narayan, brother of Upendra Narayan, was placed on throne. The influence of the Bhutiyas had increased so much that an office of Bhutan was permanently stationed at Cooch beer with an army. In later years he was kept in confinement by the Bhutan. His son Dharyendra Narayan was installed on throne. The East Company was watching with concern the growing power of Bhutiyas close to their borders. The appeal for help by Nazir was admitted by the company. On April 5, 1773, the treaty between the young Maharaja Dharyendra Narayan and the East India Company was finalized. Thereafter a peace was concluded between Bhutan and East India Company on April 25, 1774, in consequences of which Dharyendra Narayan was released from captivity. Dharyendra Narayan died in 1775 and thereafter Dharyendra Narayan took over second time. He died in 1780, leaving his only heir Dharyendra Narayan. Narendra Narayan succeeded him after his death. In 1859 a topographical survey of Cooch beer was made by J. G. Pemberton. Nripendra Narayan, 1 year old, succeeded to the throne of his father in 1863. During his minority the charge of the administration was placed in the hands of a commissioner appointed by the governor. From that reign the administration of Cooch beer entered in modern phase. The first commissioner was Colonel J. C. Houghton. The modernization of the administration started by the commissioners was continued by the Maharaja after assumption of power. On March 6, 1878, Maharaja Nripendra Narayan was married to Smt Suniti Devi, daughter of Keshav Chandra Sen, the Brahma reformer. In 1887 the construction of new palace was completed. Maharaja Nripendra Narayan died in 1911 and was succeeded by his eldest son Rudrayendra Narayan. He died in 1913 and was succeeded by his brother Jitendra Narayan. He married Smt Indira Devi, daughter of Gakwad of Baroda. He died in 1921 and succeeded by his minor son Jagadipendra Narayan. He was the last Maharaja of the Cooch beer. The instrument of accession was signed and as a result Cooch beer was transferred to India. The transfer of the administration to the Government of India took place on the 12th day of September 1949, from which date Cooch Behar was ruled as a Chief Commissioner's province by Chief Commissioner appointed by the Government of India. By an order under Section 290A of the Government of India Act, 1935, Cooch Behar was transferred and merged with the province of West Bengal on January 1, 1950. Since then Cooch Behar is being administered as a district of West Bengal. History reveals that the ancient territory of Kamrup played a role in the development of the present region of Cooch Behar district in West Bengal. The Allahabad pillar inscription of the famous Gupta Emperor Samudragupta mentions about the existence of the Kamrup territory in the 4th century AD. During the 15th century AD, the western part of Kamrup came under the sway of the Ken dynasty to usher a new kingdom there known as Kamta. The present Cooch Behar owes its origin from this Kamta land. The Ken dynasty is noted for the kings of Niladvaha, the founder of the dynasty, his son Chukradvaha and grandson Nilambar, 1473-98/99 AD. It is stated by some that the Cook dynasty followed the lineage of Nilambar. But the most widely accepted view holds that King Maharaja Visway Singha was responsible for establishment of an independent Cook kingdom in 1510 AD or 1530 AD. In the beginning, the capital of this kingdom was not static and became stable only when the same was shifted to Cooch Behar. The territory of Cooch Behar was known as Kamta even during the period of Maharaja Visway Singha and his son Maharaja Naranarayan. The Mughal forces grabbed certain portion of the Kamta kingdom in the middle of the 17th century AD. Later on the accounts of Badshanama, Shahahanama, Tarikai Assam and the Alamjurnama ascribed this territory as Cooch Behar. It is, therefore, very much apparent that the Cook kingdom was known as Kamta even during the middle of the 170th century AD when the Cook kings like Maharaja Visway Singh, Maharaja Naranarayan and Maharaja Pran Narayan used the title Kamteswar for themselves. The valor of the Cook kings is known best by the prides of Maharaja Naranarayan. He has issued his own coins. The kings who ruled Cooch Behar till its union with Indian territory and its declaration as a district headquarter of the province of West Bengal in 1950 are known as Maharaja Visway Singha, Maharaja Naranarayan, Maharaja Lakshmi Narayan, Maharaja Burnarayan, Maharaja Pran Narayan, Maharaja Basudev Narayan, Maharaja Mahindra Narayan, Maharaja Rup Narayan, Maharaja Upendra Narayan, Maharaja Devendra Narayan, Maharaja Dharjendra Narayan, Maharaja Rajendra Narayan, Maharaja Dharandra Narayan, Maharaja Harandra Narayan, Maharaja Shivendra Narayan, Maharaja Narendra Narayan, Maharaja Nripendra Narayan, Maharaja Rajrayendra Narayan, Maharaja Jitendra Narayan and Maharaja Jagadapendra Narayan. The history of Cooch Behar dates back to the period of the Policenas, i.e., circa 11th-12th century AD. These include sculptures, coins of the Sultanate and the Mughal periods, temples, mosques of the medieval and late medieval period. Of the ancient remains, mention may be made of the Rajpat of Ghassan Imari, Siva temple of Baneswar and the palace of Cooch Behar. It is traditionally believed that the huge mound of Rajpat of the Ghassan Imari village at a distance of 13 km to the west of Dhanheda police station marks the site of the ancient capital of Kamtapur of the Ken kings. The word Rajpat has been derived probably from the Bengali Rajbari or Rajbati or Rajprasad. The Ken king Nilambar of this Kamtapur kingdom was defeated in a battle by Sultan Hussain Shah of Bengal in 1498 AD. The pomp and glory of Rajpat are now all in ruins under the deposit of huge earth flanked by bare greeneries all around. It is believed that the ancient palatial complex of Kamtapur including the early Kamteswari temple are all lying buried in this mound. This mound is at present protected by the Archaeological Survey of India.